Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, and of course that means it's
New Comic Book Day.
Alright, so here's what's going to happen. We're each going to review two comics rather, that we bought today, that came out today. The first one I'm going to review is Doctor Who #1, The Adventures of the Ninth Doctor. And this is really cool because we only got one season with the Ninth Doctor, so we don't really know that much about him. We know he's traumatized from the Time War, but that's kind of it. And we do get a little more insight into that from this, in his interactions with Jack Harkness, who is with him and Rose. So obviously this takes place sometime after An Empty Child, you know, the Are You My Mummy, that two-part Doctor Who story. And we just get a little more into the Doctor's head. Now, one thing I will say about this is my only pet peeve about this particular comic is the dialogue seems a little unnatural, it seems a little canned, which can be a problem when you're talking about a science fiction comic book. But it's not so bad that it totally pulled me out of the story, it's just something that I noticed as I was reading. The art is really interesting. I'll say it's a cross between realism and cartoon. It's a good mix. It gives a good textured feel to the universe that you're reading.
The first one I'm going to be reviewing is Nine Generation #3. This is the crossover of Aphrodite 9 and Witchblade. The Witchblade portion isn't in this one a whole lot, just a little bit. This one kind of focuses on Aphrodite. It gives a little bit more information about her background, and it tells a little bit more about the story between the rivalry with the siblings. So it was really interesting. And it also gives a little bit of background on the evil for the antagonist for the series.
And my second review is for Star Wars Kanan, The Last Padawan. This I really enjoyed. The art was wonderful. The dialogue for a science fiction comic was spot on. I had no problems with it at all. And I really like Kanan as a character. I like him in Star Wars Rebels. I liked him in Star Wars A New Dawn, which I'm actually still reading. Hopefully I'll have a review for that during Star Wars Celebration Week. We'll be out there in Anaheim, but I do want to do a review video while we're out there. But for the comic, it's a really satisfying begin to Kanan's backstory. In a flashback, we see him as kind of an early teenager. I'm thinking 13 or 14, and he's pretty insubordinate. It's a trait he gets mostly from his master. It kind of parallels Anakin and his relationship to Ahsoka from the Clone Wars. So that was really interesting to see as well. And it kind of gets us into Kanan's head a little more to see why he makes some of the decisions he makes, why he's a little afraid to train Ezra maybe in Star Wars Rebels. So we'll see how this develops. I'll say this. It ends on a cliffhanger. It ends on an amazing cliffhanger. Seriously, if you're a Star Wars fan and you have not picked up Kanan #1, you really need to. This is going to be a great book.
And the second one I'm going to review is called Squarriors. Issue 1 and then issue 2. Issue 2 is actually the one that came out. Somehow I missed issue 1. So, when it came out, I saw the art, which is a cat wearing a crown of bones and a bunch of dead rats at the feet, sitting in a chair like a king. I was like, how do I not pick that up? It's pretty amazing. The art in this is phenomenal. It's some of the best artwork I have ever seen in a comic. It's absolutely incredible. Basically, this is going to be a 4-part story, so I've got 1 and 2, and it seems to me that the world ended sometime in the late 80s and all of humanity was wiped out, and the trait of self-awareness and humanity was passed on to all the animals. So now the animals are self-aware and have formed clans, and as what goes along with being self-aware, they are now in wars and trying to take over each other's territory and such. So, it's really, really interesting, and I really love that it's animals that are fighting. It's mostly squirrels, and it's just awesome.
Enough said, right?
Yeah.
It does look, I haven't read it yet, but I'm just looking at the covers, and I'm totally judging the books by their covers, but rightfully so. This is amazing looking.
Yeah, it's called Squarriors, and it looks like Devil's Due ENT.
Devil's Due Ent.
Yep. is the
It's,
publisher.
it's an independent publisher
It's an
that
independent,
I
yeah.
have not heard of before. If you have, great. In the comments, post
Yeah.
some more of their stuff, because if this is indicative of what they publish, we want to read more.
Yeah, and I just right now noticed that it's kind of got a subtitle. It's called Squarriors with the subtitle, "And the Meek Shall Inherit the Earth." So, very interesting. I highly, highly recommend you pick up this series. It's only going to be 4 issues. It's not a big money dump or anything, so.
All right. Also, DC will be doing a comic book event here for the next few months called Convergence. It looks interesting. We'll give it a try, and if we enjoy it, we'll review that. So, I guess that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Just a heads up, we do a Friday movie review video, but we're not going to be able to go out to the movies this Friday because...
I work at a hospital and I'm on call on Friday, so I have to do a movie here. So if I get called into work, I can just pause, go do the exam, come home and finish.
Alright, so if you would please leave in the comments a movie you would like us to review, or just a suggestion of a movie that you liked that maybe we haven't seen or whatever, that would be awesome, because
Put it down below.
we're looking for something to watch. And finally, we do the Saturday topic/question of the week. So please, in the comments, leave us a topic, a question, whatever, something that we can make a video with. What we'll do is we'll look at all of them and then see which one we think we can make the best video out of, and then that's the one we'll do.
Also, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And tell us, what comics did you get this week? What are your favorites? Give us a little rundown. Maybe it's something we need to pick up.
Thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.